Happy Veterans Day! What's up, guys? Happy Wednesday! Welcome back to the Win-Win Real Talk on Speak Up and Empower. So happy to be a part of this amazing, growing global community of heart-centered people, experts, entrepreneurs who have a greater vision for this world. So thank you so much, Karen, our founder, for giving me a chance to speak up and try my best to empower those that log on. And I'm just so happy to have you guys here today. Today's a really special day. It is 11/11 and it is 11 o'clock. Can't be any more divine than that. And on top of that, it's Veterans Day. Thank you to all the men and women who have served and who continue to serve to provide us with the land of the free. Thanks to you, the brave. We wouldn't be here without you. And we are so grateful for your service, your love, and just all you are in creating such a beautiful place that we can call home, right? Call our amazing country, and a place that my parents escaped from to have a chance and a shot at freedom, And the question today is really, what is freedom to you? I woke up this morning and, usually the night before or a few days, even a week before, is when I have an idea, like a little bit of an idea as to what I'm going to talk about on my Win-Win Real Talk. Because I don't want to just make it nonsensical. I don't want to make it a waste of time for people. I don't want it to be of no purpose. And so what I do is I usually have a plan. I have a plan. And this week, I chose to not have a plan. And that's a different way of being for me. I'm not that type of person to not have structure. I need it in my life to thrive and survive, because I raise my kids like 99% of the time myself. And so it's hard if you don't have a plan. It's hard if you don't plan for things. But this time I said, I have a whole hour with you guys, and it's Veterans Day. It's 11/11 in 2020 at 11. And so I woke up this morning and I knew it was going to come to me. And usually, I'll stress the night before, but I said, let's just be free. Let's just be free, and the idea will come to you. You'll know what you'll have to talk about or should talk about when you wake up. And so I trusted the process. Ooh, that's a good one, huh? Especially for us entrepreneurs, trusting the process can be not easy. Can be one of the most difficult things of all, because it just goes against our natural ability and our natural state of being, of worrying, stressing, preparing, over preparing, underdoing maybe sometimes, or just doing too much and being so busy, the busy body work that lacks intention, that lacks mindfulness. And so this morning I woke up and I thought, this would be a good day to talk about freedom. Who doesn't want freedom? Who doesn't want freedom? Everyone wants freedom. That's why we're here. That's exactly why my parents escaped on a boat in 1979 from their communist country, getting bombed on, for a chance to be here, to have a shot at not just surviving, thriving, but having their children thrive and survive and do well and do better than they could if they stayed. And, I'm so grateful to all the veterans out there, those who serve. I know I said I'm grateful already, but I want you to really feel and know how grateful I am to be a part of this amazing country of ours. And I know, there's a lot going on right now, still a lot of uncertainty. But the question is, how are you creating freedom in your life? How are you creating freedom in your life? Have you ever thought about that? What parts of freedom do you have now, right, that you don't really sit and think about, to really just sit there and appreciate? I know I'm guilty of that. I get caught in being a mom, right, trying to run this really cool business. And I sometimes forget to be even more grateful, And so there's a lot to talk about. There's a lot to cover, but I thought I can go into really how I've created freedom in my life and um, how it wasn't easy for me and how some of the best things in life are the hardest things to do. And yes, that includes being a mom. And so maybe I can just start here by saying, when I was in college, it was my almost last year. I always wanted to beat the system. I don't know about you, but since I was a little girl, I would always study systems and study. I know this sounds really crazy. My dad taught me to be like super practical and really like learn, right? He helped me foster the love of learning. I'm so grateful to you, Dad. I love you. I miss you so much, so much. And so one of the things I did, right? So I know I talked about this in my other episode about teens and like no child left behind. I still mean that. I'm working on a really cool program right now to help teens in entrepreneurship, financial literacy, and all that cool stuff, and to work hand in hand with me and to give them an opportunity to have my mentorship. Anyway, I'll talk about that next time. But when after I was bullied my freshman year in high school, I wanted out. I wanted an escape plan. So this was my freedom plan. Okay. So I studied the heck out of qualifications to get the heck out of high school. I literally did. I went to the counselor's office and I just picked up all the material I needed to learn about how can I get out of high school faster, because I don't want to be here. There's way too much drama. I don't know who to trust. If I grew up with these friends, right? These are my childhood friends and they turn their backs on me, but not only that, they beat me up. They're watching me get beat up with a smirk on their face. Who could I trust? Who could I trust? This is not for me. This is not for me. And so I studied what it would take to graduate high school. I remember having like a whole master plan. I had this like big poster board and I wrote down everything, right? Oh, you need 2 years of this. You need 2 years of that. You need 4 years of this. You need da 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 da. And I wrote it out. Like I mapped out my escape plan. And I thought about getting my GED. So I was like, oh, I can just get it now. Get the heck out of there. Cool, and move on. But I was like, no. I was studying like the pitfalls of that and how it could hinder other opportunities. I said, okay, that's not the way to go. So I decided, okay, I'm going to just fulfill my math requirement, right? Which I did that summer. So I was going to fulfill my math requirement for high school the summer just before sophomore year. And that was when I got beat up, right? Anyway, I continued finishing summer school, which was good. So I fulfilled that requirement. But then I still needed other classes. And so and this is really cool for parents to know this, I think, and it was all through just personal research because I am a research Nazi. I love that stuff. I love it. There's a reason why we have the internet, right? But also be careful of what you're reading and who you're reading it from. An opinion is an opinion. A fact is a fact. Or is it? Or is it not? Learn, right? Really do the homework. And happy 11/11 on 11/11, guys. It's a divine time. It really is. So let's take a breather. Let's take a breather together and just make a wish. And just breathe, inhale, and exhale. And just be grateful for this moment together. I'm so grateful for you, and thanks for the love, and thanks for chiming in. I see you. I see you. And I'm grateful. I'm grateful for the freedom we have and the freedom of speech even, and the freedom to have this moment and just, again, having my voice back. And I want you to know I love you. I'm sending you love. I'm sending you so much love. And so thank you, James. Oh, thank you so much. So I'm in high school ready to get the heck out, right? So I map out my escape plan. I'm like, okay, I'm going to hit this requirement, and then I'm going to get out. I'm going to get out. So by junior year, I started taking college courses. I saw how people were suffering with their AP classes, and I was like, I ain't doing that. I ain't doing that. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing AP classes. That just seems like hard knock life. I'm not about that. I'd rather go to college and get like college credit and hopefully less stress, and also be in the environment of a college campus. I can move on and segue into college. So by the time I got my driver's license at 16 and a half, by 17, I drove myself to the community college, and I started taking like night classes. And then by senior year, I only needed 2 classes, and I fluffed it with, I think it was English was like the fourth year of English, and then I needed a fluff class. And so I just, I asked a math teacher who's super controlling that I know he would not give me a lot of work to do. Ha 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 ha. And I asked him if he needed a student aid. He said, yep, I need a student aid. I was like, cool, perfect. This is going to be easy. So had period 1, period 2, and ditched. I was out, and I went straight home, ate, and then I drove to the community college, and I started taking courses there. So by the time I started school, I decided to go to San Jose State University. Whoop, whoop. Yes, and hope represent. Decided to go there because my dad was sick. So he closed me on going there. My dad is such a closer. You know why? Because he's so real, and he's so authentic, and he's so practical. Like, you'd be stupid to not like be closed by him because he's so darn logical. You know, he's like, hey, I am sick. I don't know how much longer I have. Would you rather like be with me in my last days and live at home and save money and be at the top of your class and start earning income right away? Or would you rather be far away from me, lose time from me, right, with me, be in debt, and not be at the top of your class elsewhere? Because I wanted to go to UC Irvine. I wanted so badly to be in SoCal. And that was enough for me. I was like, you're right, Dad. Closer. Done. So I stayed home, and I drove to San Jose State University. I had, my parents made just enough or just under for me to get grants and for financial aid. So that was like a sweet spot, kind of like, okay, like we struggled just enough to get aid, financial aid, right? And so all I had to pay for were books. Everything else was like covered, which is pretty sweet. So I took advantage of the opportunity, and then I started working my butt off, and I found a job. I found a job that I thought I'd love forever. It screamed win-win. I love art, and I thought, okay, why don't I apply for this? So I applied for the position, and it was in new home sales. It was as a new home consultant for a private developer. And they're a great builder, Robeson Homes. Shout out to you guys. Amazing builder, custom homes, gorgeous, well-crafted, like gorgeous, gorgeous homes. I applied on Craigslist. Yes, this was pre-LinkedIn. And then I got it, right? So I got the job, and they gave me an opportunity to work full-time. And it was like my last year of college. So I was like, crap, I need to get my butt in gear even faster. So I decided to take 21 units my last semester, just because I didn't want to go back to school for just 3 measly units, you know, or 5 measly units. And so I said, okay, I'm just going to gun this thing, and I gotta go. And then as I was working, I was like, oh my gosh, I love helping families. This is so cool. I love it. But I worked every weekend and every holiday. Meh. And I was getting paid about $1,500 for a $1.6 million home because I was new, because I was just getting my feet wet. And yes, I had a salary too, but I knew this was not right. And so then I got recruited. Hear me when I say this. I got recruited, and I'm so glad I got recruited. Recruitment is not a bad thing. Recruitment is good. Recruitment means that someone sees something in you enough to say, dude, you would be of an asset at our company, at our business, in our mission. So I know some people, when they think of like recruiting, oh, that sounds bad. I know. No, it's actually a good thing. And let me tell you my story of my recruitment into a 6-figure career. So I was making about $40,000, getting paid diddly squat on these little sales, right? These are big, nice homes that I was selling in my early 20s, 1.6 million, getting $1,500 a pop. Not cool, but it was just because I was getting my feet wet and I was just learning. And it is what it is. But I also knew it wasn't right. And so I got recruited, and then I started working for the third largest builder, Lennar Homes. And now I'm making six figures like that. Now I'm making six figures. I'm like, oh, that's so cool. Or was it? And I was working again every holiday, every weekend, around the clock. And I started having babies. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like I can't even drink water because it was so busy. The sales floor was so busy. There's no way I could be disrespectful to go like sip on some water and to even have lunch. That's how busy we were. Straight up busybody. And then by baby number 2, there was a push for internet sales. So I applied within, got the job, and I thought I was creating freedom. I was like, awesome, now I can work from home. So I started working from home. And those of you who now know what it's like to work from home, it is not easy now, is it? That is not freedom. Right. In some sense, it is the fact that, you can wear sweats all the time and no one will know. No one will know. No pants, no problem. But it's hard when you have children. It's so much harder when you have children. And you have to work around it. You have to work around it. So I got the gig. I was spearheading a small team of us in internet sales. And I loved it in that I had the freedom to work from home and also not have a commute, which was nice because my commute would have been an hour and a half each way. And slowly but surely, I started realizing it wasn't that free at all. It wasn't that free at all. I needed to work around the clock to prove that I deserved to get paid on a specific sale. If I could prove that I was like the first point of contact for this prospect online and they ended up buying a home, I was going to get paid. So imagine what that does to you. Just imagine. You're like strapped to your laptop. You're strapped because you're like, oh crap, if like someone wants help, that could mean money, right? That could mean money and that's my chance. And I just need to be the first point of contact. And so I was working my butt off, and then I realized I need to be really free. And it was the hardest decision to let go of a 6-figure career. But I knew what it was doing to me and my soul. And I was exhausted. I was like, I can't do this. This is not conducive to a family life and raising children. I was so not present ever. I was just not present ever. And, I requested for a layoff because I wanted to be smart. I wanted to get some, unemployment if I could. And then by my third request, I got it. And now I'm home and I'm thinking, I'm free. I'm free. Or was I really? So now I'm free from a job and now I'm home. And now I'm home with the kids 24/7. 24/7. And I lost myself. I lost myself. And so then I started thinking about, all right, what can I do to really just take ownership of what I have? And that's a sense of freedom too, because it's a choice. It's a choice that we make. All these mundane, duties that I had, right? Cooking, cleaning, wiping butt, changing diapers, breastfeeding, formula feeding, all of that stuff. I was not happy, but then I had to make a choice. And so I chose to read like some personal development books, thanks to WFG, because I got started with WFG and they opened the doors into this life-changing real education of personal development and growth. And this was the book that changed it all for me. And it was The Magic of Thinking Big. And so I read that book and I just learned to just take ownership of what I have to do and just trick my mind to loving it, to enjoying it. And what I've realized, right? What I've realized, guys, is the better you are at something, the better you'll feel at it, and the more happy you will be. And that's a true sense of freedom too, to know that you yourself have the control and the ability to create more happiness in your life by making the decision to be better at something. And so then I lost my dad, was dealing with infidelity, and now my life is like upside down. And I'm like looking for something. I'm looking for something and I'm praying for something. I'm hoping for something. And then I started to learn about just tax sheltered savings vehicles. I learned about like tax-free death benefits. Sorry. There's a scammer calling me. Sorry, I got a new iPad, guys, and I don't know how to like turn it off. Please don't call me anymore, scammer. Thank you. Didn't even mean to answer that, to tell them that, but but yay, freedom. Do what you want. Say what you want. But anyway, so then I started learning about all these things, and crazy because it was during a time when I was starting another business. I was starting a business in home staging, and I thought, this is perfect. I can, I can do what I'm good at, and that's like real estate, right? I can help families, and I can help design a really nice home or redesign it and stage it for more profitability. And in my business plan was something really special to me. I've always wanted to give back. I realized that the more I can make someone else happy, the more I'm happy. Like my happiness depends on your happiness. That's just who I am. That's just who I am. And I realized that. And so I thought, okay, part of the business plan is I'm going to donate 20% of my proceeds to local homeless shelters and women's shelters to give back and to bridge the gap between those that can afford my services as a home stager and those that don't even have a roof over their heads. I like to be that bridge. I want to be the bridge. I want to be that bridge. And so I thought, this is amazing. This is awesome. We hear about all these companies saying, oh, proceeds, right? We donated a portion of our proceeds. BS. Let me call you on your BS. How much? How much? Give me a percentage. What's the real deal? Tell me the truth. How much are you really donating to say that you're donating a portion, right, of your proceeds? Just for what more? More sales? More market share, right? To saturate more of the market, because people then would think like, oh, they're doing a good thing. Are they really, or are they just trying to get your sale? Are they really doing it out of the goodness of the company, or are they doing it just for your sale? Let's be real, right? And so I was like, no, I'm going to make a statement, and I'm going to say, no, 20% of my proceeds are going to go back to the community, go back to families that don't have a roof over their heads, while these companies here, or these, sorry, not companies, but maybe companies and these individuals who can afford my services, awesome. And it'll give them a reason to choose me over someone that's more experienced too. I thought it's a win-win-win-win-win. Like, let's create as many wins as we can. That's freedom, right? And so I'm building this business up. I register the LLC, and it comes back approved on my birthday. On my birthday, February 14th, 2000, and I believe it was 14. Yeah, 2014. And that was the year that I lost my dad in July. And that was the year that he left us with the life insurance policy and the tax-free death benefit, right? It was $100,000. And that's when I started to reach for help with Transamerica. Why Transamerica? Because Transamerica saved my family. Why WFG? Because WFG saved my family. That may not be your experience, and I'm sorry if you had a bad experience, but that wasn't me, was it? That wasn't my team, was it? So that's another choice. That's more freedom we have to choose what we want to believe. Choose to have an open mind and open heart to hearing more and to creating more awareness in your life about all the truth surrounding an area or a subject matter, right? And so my parents have been clients with Transamerica since 1996. My dad passes away 20 years later, and then boom, leaves us with $100,000 tax free in a death benefit. That's when it opened up my eyes to, excuse me, nothing's tax free. How could this be? So it was right after I was dealing with betrayal, and now I'm like a single mom. And so I got to figure things out. And I was working up and building up that LLC and that small business of home staging. But after I reached out for help, after I reached out to the WFG agent and Transamerica advisor who helped my parents. And here's the thing, guys. Here, check this out. So I learned of WFG and Transamerica through my mom, who learned about WFG Transamerica through her sister, who is an engineer, total math head, minored in math even, right? Or double majored engineering and math. And she was burned by a different financial advisor from a different company. And she was looking for someone new. So her friend, who's a CPA or an attorney, or sorry, not an attorney, an accountant, referred the WFG advisor with Transamerica. His name is Jonathan Yu. He's awesome. Awesome. He was actually an engineer by trade himself, and he started doing this part-time, replaced his income on a part-time basis, and then dove in like all heart, you know? So he's doing it now with his wife, and they've created an amazing business, making over $1 million now, just helping families make hundreds of thousands of dollars and millions too. Like it's literally so many wins in one. But back to the point. The point is that I had a great experience. And I'm so proud to be with WFG, World Financial Group. I'm so proud to be with Transamerica. And this is not me convincing you to do anything. No, this is all freedom. You can log off anytime. You can log on anytime, right? You could be a part of whatever you want to be a part of. But I just want to say that this is my story and this is my real story. And that's why no one can take that away from me. And that's freedom too. The freedom to choose to work with who you want. That's another beauty of freedom in business. So once I was helped, the way I was helped, my heart was completely on fire. I was like, oh my gosh, this fires me up than my small business that I was trying to create to give back to families, right? And to give back to the community of helping the homeless and helping women. And I was like, oh my gosh. So that's when I decided I'm going to give them a call and ask if they're hiring. So check this out, guys. I'm actually really upset because they didn't recruit me. Like, what is that about? Am I not recruitable? So they didn't recruit me. What the heck? Why didn't you guys recruit me? What happened? Oh my gosh. Aren't you looking for good talent? Aren't you good? It's looking for big hearts. Aren't you guys looking for fighters, doers, winners, goers? Right? And so I was so like a little sad after I found out like how we're all about that, you know, how we're just constantly looking for good talent. And it's so funny. So I called my advisor and I said, hey, are you hiring? I would love to do what you guys do. Like what you guys did for me. Oh, like I've never had financial peace of mind. Never had that. Never thought it was even achievable. Never thought it was even achievable because it's so taboo to talk about, you know, money in the Asian community and culture even, you know, we don't talk about money. It's just something we don't do. And so anyway, I called and they said, yeah, come in for an interview. I went for an interview and I was just blown away. I was just blown away by how amazing our company is and how, unfortunately, right? Here's the freedom. The freedom is that we give everyone a shot because we believe that everyone should have a shot at getting financially educated. Everyone should have a shot at having a real business opportunity, have a real shot at getting their family to the next level, having a real shot at true financial freedom. That's what we do. And so when I learned, I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. I was ready to dish out thousands of dollars because I know what it takes to start a business. If you're looking for a job, this is not for you, right? And that's okay. That's the freedom. That's the beauty of freedom. You can choose to do what you want. It's your life. It's your life. And we're so lucky to be here in America where we can choose to do what we do and do other things too. That's what I love about what we do, is that you don't have to compromise. Oh, you want to be a doctor? You want to do this part-time too? Let me show you how. Work with me because I promise it's going to be a lot of fun. And I know my shit. Sorry, I said it. I needed to get your attention because I feel like I'm losing you. Anyway, so there's freedom in that, right? And so I chose to give up my home staging business, even though it fired me up originally. And I was like, this is it. This is for me. It's in honor of my dad. I drew out here's the crazy thing. I was drawing and sketching out my logo, right? And I was working on it for a good month. And then I went to the beach and I was sitting there and I finalized my sketch finally. And I was like, oh my gosh, I got it. I'm so excited. This is it. A lady walks by and then she comes back around. She's like, excuse me. I looked up and I was like, yeah, hi. She's like, I just wanted to let you know that I just love your whole being. And it was right when I just lifted my pencil from the page and I looked at my logo in honor of my dad. And I said, it's done. It's complete. And she comes back and says, I just want you to know, like, I love your whole being. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is a sign. Hi, Caillou. Come here. Say hi. Say hi to the world. Caillou is here. Just say hi real quick and just say hi and say Happy Veterans Day.
Happy Veterans Day.
This is Caillou. This is my littlest one. Thank you for saying hi to the world. I love you.
Love you.
Okay, I'll talk to you later. I'm almost done. Okay, thank you. Close the door, please. And this is freedom, right? To be able to do this and still have the kids here. Like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. Anyway, so back to giving it up, right? I gave it all up, even though I had all these signs that it was for me, that I should do it. We have also the freedom to choose what is a sign and what isn't a sign, and the freedom to choose what deserves meaning and what doesn't. That's what I've realized more recently. Just think about that. Hi, Patty. Thank you for being here. And so I chose to exercise my freedom, and I decided to completely let go of that business. And I said, nope, I won't be able to make as much of a difference. Hi, Kayla.
Hello.
Hi, Kayla. Can you say hi to the world?
Hi, world.
Did you eat yet?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll see you after.
Okay.
And that was Kayla. That's my middle baby. Or whatever you want to call it, my third, right? My third, including Kiana. So
I'm not an it, I'm a girl.
Sorry. You're right. And the freedom to say you're right. I was wrong. So anyway, I gave that all up and I decided to go all in here. And that was my choice. And my choice was to try something that I knew was going to serve people in a way that not too many people are willing to do. In a way that many people are. The more scary it was for me, like I just felt like the more I needed to do it. I knew that I could go back into real estate. I'm sorry. I love all the real estate agents out there that are hustling and doing it, and doing what they do. It is not an easy job. And I don't even know what resale is like because I worked in new homes. So it was a different animal. It was a totally different animal, But what I'm trying to say is that it's when you go into any type of entrepreneurship opportunity and you are a solopreneur, it's not easy. It's not easy. And I learned it the hard way when I was doing home staging too, right? And I was just getting my feet wet. And I lost my train of thought, but that's freedom of the mind to take you where it wants to take you sometimes, because it's all going to work out and it's going to take you to exactly where you need to be. So anyway, so I knew, Okay, here's what my point. My point is, I found it. I'm so glad I found it. All right. So my point is, I knew, so I held on to my real estate license because I just needed a backup because I knew it was something I was really good at. That was something I knew I was good at. And why was I good at it? Because I took the time to learn. Guys, that's all it takes. You just need to invest in yourself, invest in learning, and you'll be really great at it. Whatever it is, whatever it is. Got it? And so that's what helped me build confidence. And so I kept my real estate license and then I dove into WFG. There were things that I liked that I didn't, that felt weird too and whatever. And so, but it wasn't enough for me to like completely walk away from. Does that make sense? Because my family was served. My story is so good, so real, so true. And I had a wonderful experience. But then I started hearing about like, other people having bad experiences. And I was like, shit, that sucks. That sucks. Is that true? And yeah, some of it is. And some of it's not. That's the truth. There's an opinion on every opinion. So, you could cloud your judgment all you want, or you could just give it a shot to do the research yourself and ask the hard questions, right? So I realized that I didn't want to go back into real estate. I knew there was something in me since I was a little girl that I needed to do something different. Like I just remembered this about 3 days ago, and this is crazy. I remember walking like at the schoolyard, and this is like elementary school, around 8 years old. I remember walking the schoolyard and like just having like different groups of friends. It didn't matter if you were Hispanic, if you were a gangster, or if you're a nerd, if you're a dork. I love my dorks because I'm one of them too. Don't get me wrong on the labeling, okay? And I love my nerds, don't get me wrong. And I love my gangsters because I'm from the hood and I love and appreciate all people, right? My black friends, my white friends, my goth friends, right? Like all of them. And I remember like doing my rounds of just giving hugs. And I remember just like the love that not only I gave, but that I got. Like they would always be like, Win, or, Amy. They knew me as Amy or Win. It just transitioned after 7th grade was when I went by Amy because I was so sick and tired of people like having to correct people because my name is not Uyen Nguyen. It is Win-Win, right? But now people are now with the program. But back then, before 7th grade, I was like Win or Uyen. And this is a reminder, I have 20 minutes to shut up. So I remember walking the schoolyard doing that. And there was a moment. I remember there was a moment when I was about 8 years old, like so Caillou's age. And I even I remember standing there and walking, but having this moment with myself and asking myself, why? Why this gift? Why this? What am I going to possibly do with the fact that I get along with everybody and that I can connect with everyone? I remember that moment. I just remembered it a few days ago. And I was like, I even asked myself, how am I going to change the world with this? I completely forgot about that moment. And I remember, as I got older, there were times when I would ponder off and think like, oh my gosh, like, what am I going to do with this? And I remember like going to work, being in sales of all things in corporate America and seeing how dog eat dog it is. And I was like, gosh, there's no way that everyone can win. This sucks. This straight up sucks. Like it just goes against my heart, Remember I told you guys I was born on Valentine's Day. It's not a coincidence, not a coincidence, okay? God, yep, he had his hands on that for sure. Whew. And so I knew, and my choice was either I'm going to do real estate or I'm going to do this. I didn't want to do both. And it was just the reason why is because I knew I needed to serve. I knew I needed to use my gift where it would matter most. A place that many people aren't willing to go. And trust me, I get it. I was scared to talk about money when I got started because coming like from the Asian community and culture, like I said, we don't talk about it. And that's why we're in the hole we're in too. Some of us, right? Because we don't talk about it. And so the less we talk about it, the less we know about it, the more we create fear around what we don't understand and don't know. And so it was hard for me when I got started. I knew I needed to work on myself. So here's another freedom thing that I did. I chose to work on me. I chose to work on me. I wasn't ready to recruit and build. Let me tell you straight up, why do we recruit? We recruit because there's a huge demand in what we do that people need financial education. Am I right or am I right? People need financial solutions. Am I right or am I right? People need to get out of debt. Am I right or am I right? People need to take control of their money, their finances, their future, their family, their life, their lifestyle. Am I right or am I right? Right, right. So there's a huge demand in what we do because we are able to teach people all these things and give them an opportunity to really take reins of their life. And no, it's not a pyramid scheme. If you have questions about it, call me and we can talk about it. And I can explain to you and break down the system on how it's not and how it's a hybrid system model that you've never seen before, that you're going to wish you were a part of with the right people, with the right people. And this time could not be any better. And may it be me, may it be me. Because I promise you, I've invested in me. So here was my choice in freedom. My choice was to work on me. I've been a part of our company for 5 years now. 5 years now. Am I where I want to be? No. Actually, yes. I'm exactly where I need to be. I'm exactly where I need to be. I wasn't ready to build people because I was so broken myself. How could I possibly build someone up when I am broken? I lost my dad. I quit a career that I was really good at. I gave up $200,000. Okay, that was the max income I made in a year. I averaged about 150. I have 4 kids, stepdaughter plus my 3, right? I don't like to say step because it sounds really distant, and we are so much spiritually tighter than anything humanly possible. And then dealing with infidelity too on top of that. So when I tell you I was broken, and I was well aware of how broken and shattered I was. And I needed to work on myself. It's been 5 years of working on myself. It's been 5 years of not being ready to build, on working on myself, on working on really understanding the industry, on really understanding and saying straight up, I'm an expert now. On straight up, I get this stuff and I can explain it to you in a way that will click, and I can train you up faster than anywhere else because I've taken the time to learn about the business and to learn about the products and solutions. And these scammers, seriously, oh, stop scamming. Stop it. Stop. Please stop. Ah. All right. And so that's the thing. I made a choice to invest in myself because I wasn't ready to build. And I knew it was going to take me some time to get to where I need to be to start building people up, to actually start duplicating myself, to actually, be good enough to be copied. Make sense? You learn from your mentors. You learn from the people you work with. And so you better find someone that knows what they're talking about and what they're doing, and so that you can do it the right way the first time around. And so you can learn fast, where I've taken what I've learned and now I can explain what I've learned in say a 3-day boot camp versus all the years that I've had to put in because I had fragmented time. I'm learning and choosing, having the freedom to not compare myself to others. We have the most individual millionaires in any other company. And I'm so far from that, right? I'm so far from that. Or am I not? But I'm not going to compare myself to, others that are really killing it in the business. I'm so happy for them. I'm genuinely so happy because I know there's so much abundance in this world too. And I'm choosing to have that abundance mindset over a scarcity mindset. But I'm also here to not compare anymore, because I know that the investment that I made in myself is going to pay more in returns than anything else will ever. And that's me betting on me, right? And then to my teammates, they're betting on me too. And I'm really, really selective of who I work with, because I want to be sure that if I'm going to invest all this time, love, energy, knowledge, right, that I've worked so hard on, right, to not give up on and to continue pushing forward and through and to where I am now, best believe that I need to be sure of the other person on the other side that I'm going to do business with, that they're going to respect me as much as I respect them, right? And that they're going to learn with me and grow with me, right? And my leadership style is really different. It's really different. I didn't see myself as like a leader for a long time. I didn't believe in myself. I was like, I don't know how to lead people. But I had to work on myself. And I realized the way you lead is by example. The best way to lead is by example. And on top of example, right, is leaving ego where it needs to be. And that's as low as it can be. I believe this is my philosophy of leadership. The lower the ego, the higher the leadership. The lower the ego, the higher the leadership. And I actually learned that from my spiritual and business mentor and guide. His name is Bimmy. Amazing soul. I've learned so much from him. And he's teaching me, like, the 7 levels of leadership. And I'm getting so much closer to set the 7th level. What up? And it's so exciting, because all it takes is the more you let go of your ego, the higher you are on that leadership level. Okay? The more you can take extreme ownership for your mistakes. We're human, right? For what you do and how you could have done it differently. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for peer mentors on the team, right? Where we can learn and grow with each other, where there's no ego and it's all honesty and it's all real. I want all real. You feel me? Do you guys feel how real I want this? How much I want it? And that's who I am. So I need to be more of that to attract more of me and what I've worked so hard on becoming. You know what I'm saying? And so that's my choice. That was my choice. My choice was, okay, I'm going to go slow. And I wanted to give up so many times. But all the yeses that I got in between, all the families that have like poured into me, that have cried to me and said, oh my gosh, I wish I met you like so many years ago. Sorry, I have so many alarms going off, scammers calling me. I don't know what's going on. I forgot what I was going to say. I let that distract me. See, the freedom to let things distract you. It's not a good thing. Should have just let it slide. Sometimes you just gotta be free and let it slide. But it was my choice to say, you know what? I need to work on me. And I'm not going to compare myself. I'm going to try not to. And then the families that have cried to me and said, thank you so much for what you've done for us. We don't know what we would have done without you. We wish we met you 14 years ago. These are all word for word testimonials. Okay. I love the way you teach. My business partner, Gisela, just said that last week when we were having coffee. She's like, I love the way you teach. Oh, thank you. Like that means that all in itself means the world to me. That's real talk right there. Yes, I want to be the best teacher. I want to make it fun, right? I want to make it real. I don't want to waste your time because I don't want to waste my time either. You got it? It's a win-win situation, or it's a lose-lose. Let's choose to be on the other side, the win-win side, right? And so I want you guys to just choose your freedom. Choose your freedom. And you have so much freedom in everything you do, in all of what you do, in all of who you are and who you're becoming. What I love about freedom is that we have a choice to start over every second of our life. Every breath that we have a second chance, third chance, millionth chance to start over, right? And so the question is, like, who do you want to become? Who are you working on becoming? What are you working on to create more freedom in this world? What injustices are you fighting? How are you serving others, the community, your family, those around you? Here's how I see it, guys. I am fighting so many injustices in one. And I'm building like a whole new world. And I'm super excited to share with you more. But it's going to be like a whole rebranded opportunity with WFG, but with me. And it's called Winning for Good. That's what it means to me. WFG is amazing. I'm so proud to be with our company. And if you didn't hear my story, I highly recommend you do a playback and rewind, because it's the honest truth on my amazing experience. And I'm sorry, like I said, if you had a bad one or if you know someone that did, but is that person me? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And that's what's so cool. We're all independent, right? We're all independent. And so I'm here for you guys. And I'm going to do something new. We got 8 minutes. And I'm going to grow with you guys right now. I'm going to choose to grow with you guys. Singing has been a love of mine for a long time, but it's scary to do. It's scary to do in front of people, and I'm working on it. And like I said, I'm building a whole new world. I'm building a whole new world and a whole new brand of what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. I'm creating a curriculum with my girlfriend, business partner, on with teenagers and their parents. I'm working on Musical Wealth. I have a podcast out. You guys can find it. It's called Musical Wealth. It's on Spotify, all these different avenues. It's nothing professional. It's just raw, real me. And I'm singing and talking about life and sharing my story. Would love for you to be there. Thanks for the love, guys. Thanks for all being here. I'm going to sing a whole new world for you guys. And this is to heal the world, and to choose your freedom and to create your freedom. And one of the biggest, best freedoms of building a business, that was a lot of B's, is choosing who you want to work with. I love that the most. I love that the most. Because I know for damn sure if I had a JOB, I wouldn't be able to choose who I'm working with, huh? But that's what I love about what we do. And I have high standards for a reason, because I want to keep the ship tight and I want to keep us strong. And yes, our team is small, but we are so strong. We are so strong in our hearts, in our heads, right? In ways that matter most. And so compare all you want. Compare all you want, or don't. Or don't. Stop comparing, right? Stop comparing and just be proud of every moment of all you're doing. All right. And I love you all. Thank you. All right. Let me pull up the lyrics because I got 5 minutes. A whole new world. There you go. And yeah, guys. And also one more thing too. If you heard about the business from me when I first got started, dude, please let me have a redo. Oh my gosh. I didn't know what the hell I was saying. My bad. I was still growing, but now I've made it me. So I chose to make it me. All right. And these lyrics are horrible. Let's see. It's like a whole paragraph. I can't read that. I'm dyslexic, dude. Come on. It's giving me a hard time, guys. Okay, here you go. Love you guys. And I don't want to. Wow. Very slow, like me. You guys still there? Let's go. Oh my gosh. Now I lost you guys. How awesome. Are you guys laughing at me? You guys should. This is hilarious. Okay, forget it. This is fine. I'm going to read the paragraph thing because that's all I can find. Where does this go? Okay, here we go. Dude, I'm having such a hard time, guys. But this is not hard, right? Compared to the real world. And yeah, it's really slow right now. Okay, I'm just going to just wing it. I'm just going to win it. Okay. I can show you the world. Shining, shimmering, splendid. Show me, princess, now when did you last let your heart decide? I can open your eyes. take you wonder by wonder, over, sideways, and under, on a magic carpet ride, a whole new world, 100,000 things to see, 100,000 things to create. I got shooting star. I can't go back to where I used to be, like that J.O.B. A whole new world, that's where we'll be. A thrilling change, a once place for you and me. A whole new world. And it says right here how perfect. It says, shut up, win-win, shut up. I got 2 minutes. And again, I'm wishing you all the love, all the freedom, and choose your life wisely. And sometimes that just means giving it a shot and finding out, because you'll never know unless you try it. You never know unless you try it. And that goes for you too, children. Your palate's changing, and so if you didn't like broccoli last week, you should try it again this week, because I think it's ready. I think it's ready to be liked. Love you guys. Wishing you guys all the love, all the light, all the musical vibes. And again, follow me on Musical Wealth. Okay? Love you. Thank you. And thanks for all the love. Love you guys. Bye. Thanks for being here. So much love. You feel it? You feel it? Do you feel it? You feel it? Feel it. Keep feeling it. Feel it. Feel it. Love you. Keep winning for good. Oh, has it?